Hey, Nicole Casanova here, and we are talking about how to master the art of leverage. This is the last one, the last of the five. And this is all about selling, and selling being all about serving. Completely different mindset than what most of us have been taught. And there is so much fear that comes up when people have to sell, especially entrepreneurs, because they're so tied to their business. It's like their business is an extension of their identity and they get totally hooked into it. So that when they're out there selling, they feel like, oh my gosh, this person is buying me. That's not the case. What they're buying is the value that you're providing. And if we really look at how we can serve others, it shifts the dynamic. And I think in one of the, maybe you heard me in the other video, I spoke about when I work with some of these entrepreneurs, I will ask, what comes up when you hear the word salesperson? See, I was wanting to do an exercise and have, positive and negative words, and every single comment was obnoxious, pushy, aggressive, like everything was bad. And I asked them, so how's this going to go? Like, you're going to walk in the door getting ready to pitch this investor or this next partner, and this is your belief about yourself, that you are just going to take advantage of someone, and how is that going to play out for you? Not so great, huh? So, but when we reframe it and we look at the idea of selling being all about service, it totally shifts. And what I like to say is that if I don't have a perfect gift for you on a silver platter, then maybe today is not the day that we partner. So there's a lot of different ways that you can start to create value for people. And a lot of what's happening in sales is really starting to shift. So there's this idea of social selling. You can pretty much get to any person through Twitter and all these different places. When you see somebody that is doing things that are interesting, that you are excited by, support them, retweet them. You can comment. When you start to follow people and you actually know about the work that they're doing and you support what they're doing, they're more likely to want to connect with you. So that's a little bit of how do you get to them. There are so many pieces of supporting people and getting sales to become more of, it's really a partnership. I mean, we're marrying these people, right? So one of the things that I think is really exciting is this new shift to the idea of giving. So Adam Grant wrote a book called Give and Take, and he looks at statistically the top salespeople are the ones that give the most. Now there are elements where you don't want to constantly give, because at some point that depletes you. But one of the article, he talks about a guy named Adam Rifkin, who is like the #1 networker. And he's just a person that gives and he creates connections. And there's an article he wrote about the 5-minute introduction, that every day take 5 minutes and just introduce people. There's actually a release of serotonin, that there's something that physically happens to us when we support other people in making connections. Like, there is an actual physical response when we see that there is a result because of the connections that we've made. So that's one thing you can do. You can introduce people, especially if you're wanting to sell somebody. Wouldn't it be nice to connect them with a person that's going to help them really get to where they want to go? Of course, they'll love you more if you do that. So that's one of the things you can do. There's also the idea of offering value. And this is a big thing that's showing up in content marketing, that people offer value, and then then they'll ask for a sale. And you look at the way content is converting, it's because there's so much opportunity for us to provide and give people real insights, things that they can actually apply. And when you're constantly giving people and giving them what they need and serving them, it's going to make them more likely to connect with you, with your brand, and want to, actually partner with you. So I want to actually read you a quote, and I'm going to go find it right this second. This is one of my favorite people. So Tony Hsieh, he's the CEO of Zappos, and I was fortunate years ago, I actually got to go and visit their offices. I can go on and on about Zappos and their corporate culture, but their positioning line is basically Zappos delivers wow through service. And here's a quote. He says, "Our philosophy is delivering happiness to customers and employees. People may not remember exactly what you did or what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel." I remember going and visiting their offices and actually getting to meet one of the people that was on the customer service. And they do not put any kind of requirements. Like, they're allowed to be on the phone for as long as they want. And they're basically given the opportunity to just support these, customers. So this one woman was telling a story about a woman had bought a pair of shoes for her husband, and unfortunately he passed away, and she was calling to return them. And this person, I think she stayed on the phone with her for I don't know how long. She went and she delivered flowers to this woman's house. What do you think? You think that she's now a customer for life, right? That word of mouth marketing is invaluable. And of course, we're going to want to work with the companies that really care about serving us. So when it comes to selling, best way to make anything happen is to really serve the people that will benefit most. And hopefully they'll become partners for life. All right, so I'm really excited that we had this chance to go through the 5 elements of mastering the art of leverage. So that art of leverage process, the first one was all around mastering mindset. The next piece was all around monetization. And then we had strategic partnerships, messaging, and then all about the idea that selling is really about serving. So if you want to connect, if you want to maybe have more of a conversation about how these things can apply, fantastic. There'll be some information. And I'm actually working with women entrepreneurs who are focused on leverage and giving them the ability to really go deep into the art of leverage process and to actually leverage the network as a whole. So if that's something that you're interested in, there'll be more information about it. You can check it out. And I'm really thankful to get to hang out with you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.